Hey guys, this is ChaosFX back once again with another video. I know it's been a long time, but I'm going to go ahead and record this one for you. I got an important announcement at the end. I'll go ahead and link to that in the description. So first we'll do this video here. Now this is kind of my closing argument for leather launching versus heavy launching. This is not a new fight. It was just a really spectacular fight because it was, you can preach stuff, especially if you have a plan or a tactic or an idea. But getting it to happen in action, especially, yourself, and if no matter how much you practice, there's always someone better or circumstances beyond your control. So something may be a really sound idea in theory, and when you get it to play out, it's just spectacular, because you're like, I predicted this, I thought that would work. So here is what I consider two things. One, the ultimate way to play Brawl as a launcher, and two, kind of my closing argument for leather launching versus heavy armor launching. Now this is going to involve Soft 11, who I do not know personally. My friend ran a couple dungeons with her. She's talented in both PvP and PvE, so this is not to rag on her. It's simply the choice of choosing, a squishy launcher versus a, full heavy armor, heavy damage build. So, I don't know whether she's a cancel launcher, but she certainly does juggle quite a bit, so it might be. I don't know. Either way, this is a kind of an argument for heavy launching, so I'd like you to go ahead and pay attention to this. Now, the big thing here is that I've done a number of videos with No Good. You can see No Goods in this one. Every time he starts spamming his keys really fast, it does lag the entire game. I don't know whether that's just his attack speed, or I'm not going to make any assumptions on the darker side of things, but just for the sake of argument, it's kind of a given. If you're fighting him, the game is going to lag. So this is fine for me. Heavy armor launching, slow class, lots of armor, lots of health. Not that bad when things go wrong, but here we're going to see the fatal flaw of all cancel launching is a little bit of lag in a spike or a solid mount will just cancel your whole game and you'll lose. So, not to dwell on that, you'll see that throughout. Keep in mind that by the time I'm up here in these right barrels, Soft 11's going to retreat up to these barrels up here in the corner. She will have taken roughly the same amount of hits that I have taken in just about the same amount of way by the time she gets up there. So once you see her get into this corner up here, pay attention to my life versus her life, because we will have taken just about the same amount of hits from the same class. We're both fighting berserkers with very high level gear, a bunch of rare avatars, really high level swords and stuff, and you'll see later that, it ends up, spoiler alert, I mean, you all have seen this fight, it's going to be me versus two berserkers. And you'll notice I last quite a bit longer, which does, play out for me well in the end. So without further ado, I'm just going to go ahead and discuss brawling two people, because that is really fun for me. I don't know, a lot of people hate when it gets down to 3 people, but as a launcher, rejoice. You are the one that everybody hates to have as the third person, because they can't leave you alone, and if they do, you will just snipe both people and win. So here's how to handle being the target of everyone's animosity. So, alright, so when this fight started out, I knew it was going to be me versus Deviant and No Good versus Soft 11, but I knew Soft 11 was going to start sniping, so I started firing that way to try to get her out of my hair. No Good took over after that, so I focused on Deviant. Now the point here is that I really wanted to deal damage without taking damage, as much as I could. So I'm trying to keep Deviant away, but also keeping an eye on No Good. That was lucky. I love when people chase each other. So was that. So okay. So it looks like Soft 11 got taken out. Now it's just Deviant and No Good. So now I'm fighting two berserkers. Both of them would rather fight each other than me. I love that slide. So I got a lucky miss there, and you can see I just take turns shooting at each one. So I fired at No Good there, and then I changed my target to Deviant, and then changed my target again to No Good with the stare. So anyway, you just kind of keep trading back and forth. You want to keep them as even health as possible. And they're eventually going to start coming after me really hardcore here. And right here, I could do a juggle, but I see the Deviant's coming up from behind, so I just Marilyn Rose him and back off. That is the best way to fight two people, is to just cancel whatever you're doing when I see No Good swooping down, so I'm out of here. I'll let him fight Deviant for a little while. Now you can see my strategy is working perfectly. I've almost doubled the health of both of them, and they are at even health. So No Good just got caught in an outrage break there. That's no good. But, oh, and that was important. Hold on, I'm going to pause it right there. I got trapped in that little barrel corner that I told you was a death trap in one of my videos. The best way out of said death trap is to drop a nuke. And you notice that worked perfectly. I dropped the nuke on just barely enough to catch him in the corner, and he gets hit by it when he starts juggling me. Now, I don't know about this format. I'm kind of testing the commentary format. I think this game might just be too fast. I can't really keep up with it. But, you know, it's a good test. See if the technology works, see how all this turns out. So let's continue. Alright, No Good gets his revenge. Finishes off Devant. So now it's me versus No Good. Right there. Anybody who paid attention, there was a dive, but no shockwave. Whenever, it's been a while since I played now, I've forgotten. Whenever that happens, you know lag has started. When lag starts, you just need to do AoEs until you can get a hit with your cannon. As soon as you do Cancel Arising. That's the best way to start a combo in pure lag. So I didn't realize he was almost dead. It's No Good, so I just always assume he's at full health. So I was sitting there trying to, you see, do my cannons every now and then. That was lucky of me because he would have gotten me up in another juggle, but it would have taken him at least 2 more. I have a lot of health, deceptive amount of health. So there you go. That was the fight. So I hope you guys enjoyed that. It was a lot of fun. That was probably one of the best fights I feel like I've had. It was just exciting. I was fighting 2 people, and every time I got one of them in the air, I knew the other was coming, had my eye on him, and as soon as he showed up, I swooped out of there, managed to just, you know, hit both of them without getting hurt very much. So it was a lot of fun, and that's how I believe you should do brawls. And, you know, if you're going for ranks, brawls are what you're going to be doing, because brawl is just so fun and worth so much experience. So I know people love one-on-ones, and that's all cool. You've seen me in one-on-ones. They're kind of hit and miss. Excuse me. So, you know, they're certainly fun. They're a mix-up from regular play. I do prefer team and brawl just because I'm a launcher, and, you know, I'm sure swordsmen love one-on-ones because they have the advantage. So I agree. I do have the advantage in a brawl and a team game, and I like it. It's a lot of fun. That's, you know, why you pick the class. So anyway, hope you guys enjoyed that. Now for the important announcement. This is probably going to be it for DFO for me. I know, sad, but you know, I've just moved on to other games. I've been playing some Dungeon Defenders and Killing Floor, and probably going to play some Anno 2070. Just tons of games. We've been, me and my friend have been playing all kinds of games, and I really haven't gotten on DFO much in the past month or so. It's usually a clear sign that I'm kind of done with the game for a little while. But I've taken 3 and 4 month breaks from DFO before. It's free. They save your character. You know, they don't delete it after a couple of months you're away. So I'll probably be back. And if I am, I will be sure to continue recording. So I would like to say thank you to everybody who, you know, gave me such kind words as I was building this thing out from scratch. Looking back on my earlier guide, I see what a mess it is, and I apologize for everybody who had to sit through my rambling. I hope, you know, you can forgive me with some of these good PvP fights and like my combo primer later where I just get to the point and stop talking. But yeah, it's been a lot of fun. I got about 30 subscribers, and that feels really good, guys. I would have been happy with just 1, so I'm glad I could entertain you and help with all your stuff. I really hope this helps a lot of people realize that 2 things. 1, there's never just one way to play any game. That's kind of going to be the overarching theme if I do other games. In fact, I think I'm going to do some StarCraft 2 next. I'm going to do Terran, which I'm sure got some groans there. But hey, you know, Terran's my favorite class, and I really don't think people play the race quite right because they watch too many pro games. And I'll get into that in my my StarCraft 2 tutorial, which I'll be doing next. Kind of fun facts and tips and tutorial, and maybe an entertaining game or 2 that I have saved up. So yeah, so that'll be fun. But what was I getting at here? Oh, so thank you guys for sticking with me and being entertained. Feel free to stick around if you guys want to see what else I'm doing. You know, I won't be terribly insulted if I say, you know, I'm not sure I'm going to do any more DFO and everybody leaves. Well, that's sad, but you know, I will be as entertaining as ever. It just won't be about launching and, you know, PvP DFO anymore. So I hope you guys also learned the second thing, that was it, is that when game designers build something, they have a purpose behind it. You know, when launchers are given heavy armor, it's not just for like PvE. Like, you don't have to break the game in order to play a PvP class differently. I mean, people who go to battlegrounds and stuff and WoW, they know that you can take a healing paladin and just follow around a warrior and just roll through everything PvP. It's not always the case that you have to switch what you're doing just to, meet the common play style, like the way that everybody's supposed to play. So keep that in mind and just have fun with whatever you guys have fun doing. So anyway, I had a lot of fun with this. I got up to, rank 6.5 in PvP. That's not too shabby. Starting at Gladiator 1, I'm now at Gladiator 6.5. I've got full rares, did some farming, got some, some decent money. But yeah, it was a lot of fun for me, and I hope you guys enjoyed it. So thanks for sticking with me, and have a good one.